In a peaceful coastal town, a young man finds himself returning to his roots, where the sea breeze carries a familiar yet unsettling feeling. His journey back home isn't one of celebration, though. It's to attend the funeral of someone very dear to him, a childhood friend whose life was tragically cut short. As he steps off the ferry, he's greeted by old faces and a creeping sense that something is not quite right. The town seems quieter than usual, and an undercurrent of tension lingers in the air. The tragic death is officially ruled as an accident, a drowning, but something gnaws at the back of the protagonist's mind. The circumstances don't seem to add up. His friend was an excellent swimmer. How could such a thing have happened? As he delves deeper, speaking with those closest to her, inconsistencies begin to surface. Soon, he stumbles upon strange, unexplainable events that shake him to his core. It begins innocuously, familiar sights, sounds, and conversations that feel strangely out of place, like déjà vu. But before he can put his finger on it, something horrifying happens. His investigation leads him to a brutal and bloody confrontation that seems to end his journey before it even begins. However, instead of darkness, he's jolted awake, back at the moment he stepped off the ferry. Time, it seems, has reset. Confused and disoriented, he relives the same day, meeting the same people and encountering the same eeriness. Only this time, the knowledge of the previous loop weighs heavily on him. It's not just a coincidence or a dream. Something far darker is unfolding behind the scenes. As the days repeat themselves, he realizes that the timeline isn't fixed. Each time he dies, he's returned to the start, but the events unfold differently depending on his actions. Slowly but surely, the young man learns that he's trapped in a terrifying loop, forced to relive the same grim sequence, and each reset brings him closer to unraveling the dark truth behind his friend's death. But it's not just her death that haunts him. The town harbors deep secrets, tied to an old and sinister power that has been quietly simmering beneath the calm exterior. Mysterious figures begin to emerge from the shadows, individuals who appear to know more about the events than they let on. The protagonist crosses paths with an enigmatic girl who hints at a connection between the tragedy and a curse that has plagued the town for generations. But who is she, and why does she seem to be guiding him towards certain paths? The deeper he digs, the more he realizes that something far more supernatural is at work. The townspeople he thought he knew all his life seem to have sinister doppelgangers, eerie mirror images that act just a little too perfect. These imposters blend into the community, replacing the real people one by one, turning the town into a terrifying battleground. What's most unsettling is that no one else seems to be aware of it. As he navigates this increasingly dangerous landscape, he uncovers a harrowing truth. His friend may not have died accidentally at all. Instead, her death may have been a calculated part of a much larger, more terrifying plot. A ritual meant to unleash something ancient and malevolent. These shadowy forces manipulate the town like puppets on a string. Their motives are unclear, but their malevolence is undeniable. With each loop, the protagonist faces new horrors, fragments of the same nightmare, but with variations that drive him further into the abyss. Friends and foes blend, making it difficult to trust anyone. He soon realizes that he isn't the only one aware of the time loops. A select few have an eerie awareness of the cycle, and some are even working against him to ensure he never breaks free. There are brief moments of hope when he discovers that certain events can be changed. Small victories offer glimpses of escape, but every step forward is met with twice the resistance. The enemy seems to anticipate his every move as if the very nature of the loop is working against him. Time is not just a tool, it's a weapon wielded by something far more sinister than he could have ever imagined. At the heart of this mystery lies a much darker force than he could have predicted, a force that doesn't just want control of the town but is bent on reshaping reality itself. The protagonist is forced to confront not only the external horrors of the loop, but also his own fears, regrets, and the question of whether he has the strength to alter a fate that seems all but inevitable. The clock is ticking, and each loop brings him closer to an unimaginable revelation. Every choice feels heavier with consequence, every move a step closer to either freedom or eternal damnation. Can he unravel the mystery in time to save not only himself but everyone he loves? Or is he destined to relive the same nightmare over and over until the shadows consume him entirely? The final loop is fast approaching. With all the knowledge and experiences he's gathered, the protagonist knows this is his last chance to get it right. One wrong move, one misstep, and everything will be lost forever. The weight of the town's fate rests on his shoulders as he prepares for the ultimate showdown against forces far beyond his comprehension. If you've been on the edge of your seat throughout this chilling journey, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow mystery lovers, and subscribe to Ani Analyze for more thrilling recaps and in-depth breakdowns. Your support helps us continue bringing these compelling stories to life.